And good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on KGW Plus. I'm Tim Gordon. We're going to get a look at your forecast with Chris McGinnis in just a minute. But first, let's take a look at those top stories. Vancouver police are investigating after a drive-by shooting that sent 2 people to the hospital. This happened around 8:30 last night near Northeast 18th Street between Burnt Bridge Creek and 4th Plain Boulevard. When police arrived, they found a man with non-life-threatening injuries and took him to the hospital. A second victim was later brought to the hospital with a life-threatening gunshot injury. Police recovered several shell casings and a firearm from the scene. Well, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has sided with the Trump administration when it comes to the use of tear gas at the South Portland ICE facility. The order just come out overturns a lower court ruling that had temporarily blocked federal agents from using tear gas, pepper balls, and other non-lethal munitions, except under very specific circumstances. A former NBA player and assistant coach Damon Jones has become the first person to plead guilty in a gambling sweep that led to the arrests of more than 30 people, including former Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups. This morning, Jones pleaded guilty to a single count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and could face more than 2 years behind bars. Meanwhile, Chauncey Billups pleaded not guilty to charges of money laundering and wire fraud back in November. It's still unclear whether he will be offered a plea agreement. He's expected back in court in June. We've taken a live look from our Vancouver waterfront sky camera this afternoon. There's the river, there are the clouds. It's mild and cool today, but big changes are on the way. And Chris McGinnis has more on that. Chris.
Yeah, for sure. We were talking about a big warm-up. That warm-up starts tomorrow. Not today. We're socked in. Check this out. This is from the Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. Cascade Head off in the distance gets up to about 1,300 feet, something like that. Cloud deck is over that, but I can switch gears and take you to Timberline. I mean, this is right at 6,000 feet on Mount Hood, and you can see the depth of the clouds. So we're somewhere between about 2,000 and 5,000 feet for, let's do the math. Yeah, that's about 3,000 feet thick of cloud deck that is over the Willamette Valley right now. So hence, it's going to take a while to burn that off if it does. Over the mountain, we've got some high, thin cloud cover, so that's why the Dalles is reporting a clear sky below 10,000 feet, so high overcast for them, but 58 with kind of a filtered sunshine for that side of the state. West of the Cascades, you can plainly see, I think, the delineating point there with the Cascade Mountains and the low clouds that have socked in Seattle, Portland, and really all the way down the I-5 corridor down towards Eugene. Currently 57 in Tigard, Sherwood checking in with 55, 56 in Salem and Albany. The plan for today, again, keeps us fairly well socked in with some limited sun breaks late this afternoon. We didn't really see enough sun to push us out of the 50s yesterday, and there's a good chance we don't do that again today. But hold on, much warmer weather, like maybe 15 degrees warmer tomorrow, even warmer on Thursday. You get the idea. We're heading into almost a little weather whiplash here. We'll check out that 7-day in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, we'll see you then. Well, Washington's Attorney General is suing Albertsons and Safeway, claiming they tricked customers into thinking they were getting a better deal than they actually were. The suit alleges the stores artificially hiked prices for certain products ahead of a buy one, get one free promotion. Alma McCarty has the details.
It is a false and misleading marketing campaign.
Washington's Attorney General Nick Brown announcing a new lawsuit Monday against Albertsons Companies, one of the largest grocery chains in the country.
Our investigation found that these stores artificially hiked the prices of products in the days and weeks leading up to a buy one, get one free promotion. Then the stores lower the prices within about 30 days after the deal is over.
The AG alleges this happened millions of times in Washington at Albertsons and Safeways, with the stores raking in nearly $20 million total from these, quote, improper transactions. One example spelled out in the lawsuit points to this Albertsons in Battleground, where the price of a bag of hoagie rolls was $3.39 on March 7th, 2023. The very next day, it was nearly $1 more during a BOGO promotion, priced at $4.29. And when that promotion ended, documents say the price was way down to $2.49.
No, I'm not surprised.
Lisa Warner frequently shops at Safeway in Vancouver.
And that's ridiculous because the price has been so jacked up. Where in the most recent past, it wasn't that expensive.
She says that goes for this store and other Southwest Washington stores as well.
Oftentimes, it would be like $20, $30 worth of deals that that they're overcharging.
Consumers walk into these stores, think that they're getting a bargain. They're being told that they're getting a deal. But in reality, they're just paying an inflated price for that first item.
Albertsons Company sent KGW a statement in response to the lawsuit, saying they disagree with the claims from the Attorney General's office, which they say are based on flawed analysis and data errors. They went on to write, Albertsons Companies is committed to complying with the law and to offering customers clear value through our promotions.
That was Alma McCarty reporting. The Attorney General is asking the court to stop the company from using the alleged pricing practices and to order restitution for shoppers. We're taking a live look at Moda Center now because Oregon Governor Tina Kotek has now signed a bill aimed at upgrading the aging arena. It's a move she hopes will help keep the Blazers right here in Rose City. And now Governor Kotek is calling on city and county leaders to do their part as well. The bill authorizes the state to allocate up to $365 million in state-issued bonds to the Moda Center, but it's contingent on local government passing their own funding packages and the team's new ownership agreeing to a 20-year lease. We asked the governor about that yesterday.
Know that we will get an agreement that will make sure that if it is broken, there will be consequences. Like this is going to be a lock-solid business arrangement. And we are just starting those conversations.
Have they given you that assurance, even in a verbal agreement?
Well, when I've spoken with Tom, here's what I hear from him. He knows a good investment when he sees it.
Well, a reference there to new owner Tom Dundon. Renovations could start by next summer if the team and leaders reach a timely deal. Well, after being nearly wiped out in the 1930s, wolf populations are starting to grow here in the Northwest. There are now at least 270 wolves in Washington state, including 23 breeding pairs. Wolves are federally endangered across most of the state. Their numbers were falling as recently as 2024 before they bounced back last year. And while they don't have a history of harming people, their growing numbers mean you could start to see them out in the outdoors. The report also notes that people are the leading cause of wolves dying. And a similar report by the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife shows the species growing in Oregon as well, with at least 230 wolves counted at the end of last year. That's compared to 204 just 2 years ago. ODFW says wolves continue to expand west in Oregon. They included this map in the report, adding that 3 new packs were found in the Cascades last year. Now, here's a look at the wolves by the numbers in Oregon. ODFW says they counted 23 breeding pairs, up from 17 the year before. 42 wolf deaths were counted, with the vast majority being human-caused. There was also a major spike in the number of livestock killed by wolves, with more than 100 incidents compared to 69 last year. Now, it's worth noting the State Department of Agriculture continues to pay 14 counties for non-lethal wolf prevention tactics to protect cattle and sheep. Last year, they paid over $600,000, and more than $100,000 were paid out to farmers who lost livestock to wolves. Well, on the verge of extinction in the 1980s, the California condor is making quite the comeback. Up next, how facilities right here in the Northwest, including our own Oregon Zoo, are helping bring them back.
Want more sunrise? We got you covered.
You can stream an extra 2 hours of live morning news on KGW streaming apps.
Good morning.
That means more local stories and extended coverage of breaking news.
Plus live weather and traffic updates as they happen.
And this is our first trouble spot of the morning.
We have a gorgeous day coming up.
We are live on KGW Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9. Stream on your time with KGW.
is this break in the rain going to last?
About another day, Christine. Again, another atmospheric river hitting the northwest. This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Well, it's been called one of wildlife's greatest second chances. The California condor was on the verge of extinction in the 1980s, with only a handful of them still alive in the wild. Now facilities right here in the Northwest, including our own Oregon Zoo, are helping bring the big birds back. Audrielle Tackett with our Environment Northwest team explains.
They once thrived across the West.
They have been a partner of humankind on the landscape of North America since the Pleistocene era.
They are also really important for the environment because they're nature's cleanup crew. They are scavengers.
The California condor, North America's largest land bird, dwindled to one of the smallest populations.
In the 1980s, their population went all the way down to only 22 birds.
22 birds, pushed to the brink by human activity. As extinction loomed, every last condor was captured to save the species. After decades of recovery efforts, there are now more than 600 birds, about 200 in the wild. That number is still climbing, with new chicks hatching right now.
Every single egg that hatches, we know, is a success.
You see it?
Boise, Idaho, and Portland, Oregon are 2 of 4 breeding facilities in the western U.S.
We also have a field site in Arizona that releases condors into the wild, so we work very closely with them, as well as all the other partners in the condor recovery program, including, like I said, LA Zoo, San Diego Zoo, Oregon Zoo.
The Peregrine Fund at the World Center for Birds of Prey in Boise and the Oregon Zoo work closely often.
We have plans in the next few weeks to transfer some eggs that were produced in Oregon to Boise for them to hatch and raise.
Because everybody has the same goal.
It's the success of the species, and it's the survival of this bird.
Experts monitor artificial incubation, raise hatchlings, and conduct a year-long socialization pen phase before release into the wild. In Boise, this breeding season is off to a strong start. 18 eggs laid with 6 hatched and counting. But these sites don't just breed condors. They're also fighting the threats that nearly wiped them out: power lines, illegal egg collecting, and lead poisoning.
The biggest threat to condors is the ingestion of lead ammunition. They do eat dead things on the landscape, but if it was shot with a lead ammunition and the birds ingest that lead, then it does poison them.
Today, there are no wild condors in Idaho, Washington, or Oregon.
With the amount of lead that's still available on the landscape, we lose more condors than would allow for a self-sustaining population.
But they once soared in the Northwest, and the hope is they will again one day.
Condors, although they're not found here in Idaho, they could potentially be here in the future.
Still, the fight isn't over.
So special and unique for people to get to see California condors in the wild. What I would really like is for that to be common.
For Environment Northwest, I'm Audrielle Tackett.
Well, we were socked in with cloud cover right now, and with that, that'll keep our temperatures in check today. I don't think we get much north of 60 degrees for a high here in Portland, but hold on. Big warm up coming our way as we go into Wednesday, Thursday, and the weekend with our first 80-degree weather of the season in my 7-day forecast. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Christine Panawanich. I'm a journalist at KGW, and I love exploring Portland's amazing food scene. New spot? I'm there. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the good stuff, that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
Welcome back. Chris McGinnis is here. We just talked about our yards and how lovely they are. And they're
Mother Nature's yard.
Yeah.
The Columbia River Gorge looks amazing.
Yeah, the natural.
So we took a little hike over the weekend. Here's some wildflower shots that we got. Balsam root.
Balsam root.
In all its glory. This was from the Mosier Plateau Trail, just east of Hood River.
Such a great spot.
That, I believe, is called hairy vetch. It's got that purplish look flower. There's a lot of similar looking flowers. You can go to Gorge Wildflowers to get your fill of those. And that is cornflower.
Nice.
Again, all native to the Columbia River Gorge. And I bring this up because the Gorge Wildflowers are in all their glory right now. They're gorgeous. And if you want to go out and check those out, I would recommend going during the week because the weekends are pretty busy. All right, lots of clouds today. Kind of a nice day to be out because, after a while, when you're out in that sun, it can be assaulting after a while, right? And wait till you see the 7-day forecast because there's lots of sun. So what I'm getting at is enjoy the clouds today. All right, tomorrow, sunny after a cool start, a warm finish. We will be right back into the 70s on Wednesday and flirting with the 80-degree mark on Thursday. I don't think we get there, but close to it. And then I am pretty sure that we get to 80 plus on Sunday and Monday. So yes, a weekend warm up in the forecast big time here across the region. That said, we're socked in with the clouds out there this morning and now into the noon hour. Basically everywhere along and west of the Cascades is stuck under that cloud deck, which extends up to about 5,000 feet. And then there's some really high, wispy, thin cirrus clouds that are blowing over the top of the Cascades. So you've got like a filtered sunshine right now out in the Columbia Basin and across portions of Central Oregon today. Nice looking day, dry day, but a bit on the cool side here for late April. 55 last check at the airports, 56 right now in Sherwood, 55 in Newport, and Pendleton has warmed to 59 already. You're on your way to a high of about 62 or 63 this afternoon. Central Oregon generally right around 60 plus or minus a degree. Upper 50s will do it from Portland and points north to about 60, and then 60 to 62 as you go down towards Corvallis, Albany, and Eugene this afternoon. The farther south you go, the better opportunity you will have to see some sun breaks, but I really think most of us west of the Cascades are socked in with clouds today. Those clouds clear overnight. It'll set the stage for a chilly night, and in some cases, specifically the upper Hood River Valley, there's a frost advisory in effect tonight into the wee hours of tomorrow morning. With the sky clearing and the temperature is really dropping, there could be some patchy frost there tomorrow early in the morning. Otherwise, tomorrow, this is Wednesday morning at 6 a.m., we start the day clear and we stay clear for most of the day. There is the outside chance of some pop-up showers for the eastern third of Oregon, so getting out towards, say, Prairie City, Baker City, and up towards the Blues and the Wallowas, but the rest of the state will be dry. And then as we fast forward into Thursday, another dry and increasingly warm day, which brings me to the next graphic. The Climate Prediction Center actually has the bullseye of fairly high confidence of above average temperatures, not just for the duration of our 7-day forecast, but going all the way through May 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So basically the first week of May looks average to well above average, and that brings me to this next graphic. The average first 80-degree day at PDX in any given year is May 7th. So we're in the ballpark. Our yearly average, by the way, is 55. Last year we had 78 80-degree days, so we're going to get an early start to tacking on a few of those, I think, in our 7-day forecast. Mostly cloudy today, 60. And then just like that, the sunshine is back, 72 tomorrow, 78 on Thursday, a little dip in the temperatures on Friday and Saturday. And then, Tim, high confidence in 80-degree plus warmth, not only Sunday, but Monday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe a chunk of 80-degree days coming our way beyond beyond the range of that 7-day forecast.
Wow, there it is. All right, Chris, thank you. Well, a little light in the darkness. After the break, we'll take a look at the new numbers showing suicide rates among the younger people are lower than expected. What may be driving that decrease is coming up next.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
I'm Trina Green, a morning anchor at KGW and new dog mom to this sweet guy. Meet Barry. I love getting your mornings off to a great start, whether it's sharing stories of resilience and triumph in our community, or following breaking news from Beaverton to Gresham and everywhere in between. We've got you covered, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to KGW Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
New research suggests the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, also known as 988, may be linked to a drop in suicide deaths among young people. So this is good news. A study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that after the 988 Lifeline launched in July 2022, suicide deaths among Americans ages 15 to 34 were about 11% lower than expected. Researchers also say states where people use the hotline more saw the biggest declines.
And so all day in and day out, we're talking to people who are struggling with their worst days, from having a really bad day to folks who are actively suicidal. And what we know is that over 95% of the time, we're able to help that person find a way forward without involving any third parties. So that call, that crisis connection, can be incredibly effective.
Holton says Lines for Life has faced funding challenges, but support from Oregon, including a small monthly phone fee, helps keep that crisis line operating. And an important reminder, if you or someone you know is struggling, there is help available 24/7. Just call or text the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Again, that number is 988. We'll be right back.
KGW News at 11, tracking breaking news when every moment counts.
What an evening for neighbors as this all unfolded.
Alerting you when weather impacts your day.
Doppler radar showing all the rain over us.
Investigating the issues that affect our communities.
Investigative reporter Kyle Aboshi has our top story.
and highlights from the teams you love most.
The champs are here.
The big stories and the facts first, so you can wake up prepared.
Stay up, stay informed with KGW News at 11.
Want more sunrise? We got you covered.
You can stream an extra 2 hours of live morning news on KGW streaming apps.
Good morning.
That means more local stories and extended coverage of breaking news.
Plus live weather and traffic updates as they happen.
And this is our first trouble spot of the morning.
We have a gorgeous day coming up.
We are live on KGW Sunrise weekday mornings from 5 to 9. Stream on your time with KGW.
Okay, soccer fans of all kinds are gearing up for the FIFA World Cup, or should we say the World Pup. Adidas is launching a new pet jersey collection inspired by the World Cup. The lineup features home jerseys for national teams including Mexico, Colombia. Cute dog.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's really
my
Pomeranian, is that right? Japan and Argentina as well. And the tongue is sticking out. Okay, very good.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Weather, good stuff too. We're cloudy today.
We are.
60 maybe if we see a couple of sun breaks, and then we are full on sunshine for the next several days with temperatures inching towards 80, maybe Thursday, and then we think pretty definitely Sunday and Monday.
Big warm up. All right, Chris, thank you very much. And a reminder, we added more live news to KGW Plus. Tune in to Sunrise exclusively on KGW Plus from 7 to 9 a.m. and later tonight at 5:30, I should say,